All right guys, so just a short little video here today just on something that happened. So if you watched the previous video, you've seen that the drive shaft was too long. So I've done this before and I typically always measure, but this time the way that it worked out is it had a truck yoke in it, but it had a car tail shaft. So this is the truck yoke, it's quite long, and here's the car yoke, which is right there, significantly shorter. So the difference of them actually is 2 inches. So I was like, perfect. We'll lengthen the drive shaft 2 inches to account for all that less yoke there, and then I should be golden. But I also swapped the 8.8 rear end in, and I do not know if the 8.8 is any bigger than the 7.5. I did take a little measurement on it, and everything I could tell, it seemed like it was right. But there must be something different, because I don't know how I could have been off, because now I'm shortening it 1 inch from where I just had it done. So it's 1 inch longer than it was originally, but it's 1 inch shorter than what I modified it to. So that's kind of how that whole thing worked out. It's super confusing, but I just wanted to make this video to explain how to do it. I should have done it right instead of not doing it right, because it definitely burned me. But yeah, so I'll show you how that works. And this car does have the little 4-bolt flange. This is what it looks like. It just gets shoved in here, then a bolt goes in the end. But that is what is inside of the rear end. So all I did was measure from the face of this right there, right up to the center of that right there. And I'll get under the car and show you an accurate measurement of how I did that. But yeah, so let me crawl under there and I'll give you a little look. So now that we are up and under here, I hope you guys can see this all right. This is the yoke all the way in, just like so. So then you pull it out roughly 1 inch, which I'll just take a little guess and say it's probably about right in there. So then what you do is, Dad's got the tape measure here right on the back of the flange, just on the forward face, and you want to have this thing flat, just like that. So it's straight sideways. And then you just got to pull your tape up in and measure and go right to the center. So you can see it comes out to about 47 and 7/16, maybe 47 and a half. So it's pulled out, or it's pushed in. Nope, it is out. It's out slightly more than it was when I took the actual measurement. But all you got to do is pull this thing out of here 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch. So I pulled it out 7/8 right in the middle. And then long as he's got the tape right up on the end, just like that, and you can get an accurate measurement right to the center of this hole, that's going to be your drive shaft length. Seemed like when I did it on the Power Glide, it was easier because this thing was the yoke itself was a lot longer and went in the transmission further, but on this specific application, it doesn't go in super far, so you actually have to be reasonably accurate with it. So that should solve my problems. Yeah. So then one other thing with that, when you're taking that measurement, you want the rear end up at ride height. So you can see I just slapped a tire up here. That's about how the tire sits in the car. And I just put a jack under there just to get it up about how it's supposed to sit. So that's basically all you do. I was talking to some people and asked some questions, and they said pinion angle, even if your pinion angle isn't set yet, it's not going to matter a whole lot because all it's going to do is rotate. It's not actually going to change the length of, the location of the rear end, unless you have adjustable uppers and lowers and, get into some crazy setup. But that's a little more of a different setup than just this one. But I set the lowers to factory length, so it should have a factory pinion angle basically right now. And yeah, so I just hope this helps anyone, because it definitely has wasted a whole bunch of my time and definitely some of my money. And I will never just guess again, because usually I'm always so picky, I never do that. But I guessed, it bit me in the ass, and I won't be doing that again. So, but the drive shaft should be back tomorrow. Gray car will be up and ripping. Hopefully I can film some burnouts and driving it around. I'm gonna drive it to work and daily drive it for a little bit. That's kind of the plan. So thanks y'all for watching. Hope this helps someone out. If you got any questions, let me know. And also, if you know anything about that 8.8, our 8.8's bigger than 7.5's as far as where the pinion is located. So let me know. Thanks guys.